CEO, CFO, COO, all these people are always there in the top level management are supposed to know that there are so many duties according to the company secretary towards each and every person. There are many people who are a company secretary for 2 or 3 more companies. Now they need to have one particular thing, that is, now we know that company is an artificial person having a perpetual succession with a common seal. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here, and in this session we're going to learn something more about the secretary, what exactly they have, their roles, duties, all these things we will learn. But what exactly you are supposed to do is go and watch the session 1 so that the session 2 will be very useful for you. Now here, rights of the company secretary. What are the rights of the company secretary we are supposed to understand? Now when we go with the rights of company secretary, you will also get to know that there are so many rights which a company secretary need to do it, which is mandatory. See, when we go with the rights, that is, these are the things which are the mandatory things which they are supposed to do. And when we go with duties, they are the obligations, and the company secretary should actually go and maintain the rights as well as the duties. Now first, here you need to understand a company secretary is a senior level officer. That means what? He is a senior level officer. Now understand, they comes in the top level management as well, and he enjoys the rights. What exactly the rights they enjoy, though they are in the top level management, as per the agreement signed by him with the company. So it is all dependent on the what is the agreement between the person who have hired the company secretary or a person who have appointed the company secretary. Usually the board of directors who will be there, they are the one who will appoint the company secretary with the permission of the promoters and the people who are there, like managing director, CEO, CFO, COO. All these people are always there in the top level management, where they appoint a company secretary as well as they'll place the company secretary in the top management because he is the senior level officer. Now these are the following areas of rights. The first one is, as a senior level officer of a company, company secretary can supervise, and he can actually go with supervise, control, and he can direct subordinate officers and employees. Now here you have all the authority to monitor what's happening in the entire company. Now you need to also know that company secretary has some authentication, that is, he'll go with the signature. So a company secretary can sign any contractor's agreement on behalf of the company as a principal officer, of the company. Now when you go with subject to the delegation of power by the board of the company. So here what happens is, a company secretary act like a principal officer as well as a senior officer, where he can sign on behalf of the company. Now we know that company is an artificial person having a perpetual succession with a common seal. Now, that common seal and the signature is done by the company secretary only. Now, company secretary can issue guidelines. See, this is what he is meant for. Guidelines for the employees on behalf of the company. So, whatever the code of conduct or whatever the behavior employee should carry, it is all signed by the company secretary, and it is his obligation and the mandatory thing which he should actually communicate to all the employees working in the company. The fourth one here is, company secretary can attend meeting of shareholders and the meeting of board of directors. So without the company secretary, you cannot actually go with a meeting, because you are supposed to go with minute book you are supposed to maintain. You should always have a company secretary while any procedure is happening, any new kind of things are happening. And board of directors, though they appoint the company secretary, so gradually what happens is, board of directors are in the next level and the company secretary is the subordinate. But here after appointment, what happens is, more powers will be laid to the company secretary than the board of directors. The reason here, board of directors will not go with authenticate signature for a company, but the company secretary does. And whatever happens, it is the company secretary who is responsible for it. So hence he will have more powers even after the board of directors will appoint them. Now, the next one is he can sign and authenticate. See here, authenticate the proceeding of meeting, that is a board meeting, annual general body meeting, or extraordinary general body meeting, and other documents on behalf of the company where common seal is not required. That means whenever we go with it, please understand, I told you about it. That is, a company goes with a common seal. Now, there is no common seal, no issues. A company secretary signature itself is authenticated. That means, see how important a company secretary is. Company secretary is the compliance officer. Now, you will understand better. First thing is, he's a senior most top level officer. Then we understood that he is a principal officer. Now we have one more kind of a thing that is called compliance officer, and he has to right to blow whistles. That is, I'll tell you what is this blow whistle. Whenever he finds the conduct of the officers or the directors of the company are detrimental to the interest of the company. That means you need to understand whistleblower. Now, what exactly a whistleblower is? Something is happening in the company which is totally wrong. There is a fraud which is happening. Say it can be a public company, it can be a private company, it can be any business firm. Now, the whistleblowers are the people who are really ethically, they are very good and they can't see all this fraudulent things which is happening. So they are the one who will voice out and they will tell this to everybody. We call them as the whistleblower. But in India, the whistleblowers will get more protection because the government of India is trying to help all the whistleblowers for the sake of doing the right thing and to stop the fraudulent things done by the companies. Now here, a company secretary should always be very partial or impartial. I'll just tell you here, please understand. He should not be biased. Second thing is, if any code of conduct of any of the employees or the board of directors, see, even the board of directors, it is the company secretary who should actually voice out and he should take a very good step so that all the fraudulent act will be cancelled. So these are the powers which is vested in the company secretary. Next is duties of the company secretary. After the rights, when we got to know what exactly it is, now the duties are divided into two, that is statutory duty and one more is general duties. Now when we go with statutory duty, what happens is you are supposed to know that there are so many duties according to the company secretary towards each and every person. The first one is duties towards the company. Now, what does that duty towards the company? The Companies Act 2013. Please remember this. The Companies Act 2013 imposes a number of duties on the secretary, such as the first one is to make a statutory declaration. First, what is that they should do? Go for a statutory declaration for obtaining certificate of commencement of business. I'll tell you here, you need to understand, whenever we go with any of the public company, we need to understand there should be two types of documents. The first document is, that is the incorporated certificate. We call that as what? Corporated, that is incorporated certificate. And one more here is the second one we are supposed to go is commencement certificate. So both the document, that is here we have this incorporated certificate and one more is commencement certificate. Both are very important. That is what the company secretary need to do. That is, he need to go with statutory declaration for obtaining a certificate of commencement of business. Next is to sign annual report. The one is what? Annual report. That means without a signature, what happens is the annual report cannot be finalized. So he should always be there to support the document saying whatever the annual report is there, he should verify and he should give his authenticated signature. Next is to sign every balance sheet. See, this is the reason I always prefer all of you students to actually join this company secretaryship. Vidyashram is being a college which is always there to support the students for extra professional courses, and we are conducting special classes for company secretary as well as chartered accountant. You can enroll it. We have a beautiful faculty crew where we can actually give you all the shortcut keys and how to remember and understand the topic so that you can write any question properly. Now here, to sign every balance sheet and every profit and losses account in case of non-banking company. So here, that is, you need to actually go with balance sheet as well as you need to go with P&L account, that is called profit and loss account. So these are the duties towards the company. Next we have is duties to directors. When we go with directors, the managing director, the board of directors, all will be included. Now the duties of the company secretary in the relation to directors are, the first one is to work according to instructions of directors. That is one thing. Next is to maintain all important correspondence, files and records for reference of directors. That is, again, you will have the reference of the directors, and to draft directors report. Now here, while drafting the director reports, if the company secretary feels that the directors are doing any manipulation or fraudulent act, the company secretary need to voice out, and he should be always like a whistleblower so that the fraudulent act will not be done or will not be practiced in the company. So sometimes what happens is he becomes a person who is an employee for the board of directors, but later if he really knows what exactly he is capable of, his reaches, he can actually make the directors of the boards also in a very miserable condition by being a whistleblower. Next we have his duties to hold time managerial authority. The whole time managerial authority. Now here you need to understand, the first one we did was the duties towards company, then we went with duties towards board of directors and the directors. Now here you need to understand, if a company is managed by managing directors or a manager, the main duty of a company secretary in relation to such managerial personnels are, now when I say the word personnel, that means personnel means staff. What is personnel? Personnel means staff. That is what you are supposed to know. Now, to organize and control head office of the company efficiently. That is the first one. Second, to submit all statutory returns in time. That is, you should always be on time. Next, to draft contracts. Again, here the company secretary will draft the contracts with vendors, whoever are the vendors, if any, and also with underwriters and share brokers. So he'll have a lot of work which he should do it if we go with a whole time managerial authority. When I say whole time managerial authority, that means the managing director or a manager, they are the people who are running the office. Now we have the other duties. Now what exactly happens in the general duties, that is duties towards office and staff. Now it is the company secretary duty to see that various departments are properly organized. He should actually see that whether everything is happening smoothly or not. He need to go with supervising and then coordinated and adequately staffed. Now he should always go with whether we have staff or not. He should go for a manpower planning with the HR department, and he should get to know that how many people are required to finish what all the jobs are, and he must act as a friend, philosopher and guide to the staff. See, the more if you become friendly, what happens is there are people who will actually take advantage of you, is what you feel. But according to me, whatever I feel is the employee should always get a very beautiful atmosphere to work. The more the work will be, that means what? The efficiency level will be more. So the more efficiency level is there, again, it's a role of a company secretary, that he should maintain the decorum as well as the atmosphere, that to a healthy atmosphere in the workplace. So these are the general duties, that is duties towards office and staff. Next is other duties. Now, the miscellaneous duties, when I say miscellaneous means others, right? Which you can actually go with it. Of the company secretary are, first one is to represent the company on social functions. So he should always be a face of the company, and he should always lead the company by attending the social functions. The PR team will be there, public relation officer will be there. He should be very close to that person. He should know what the other competitors and other people are doing, so that the company secretary should always have a backup to go for any of the plans. Next, to act very cautiously and in the best interest of the company in case of any emergency. He should actually give a shoulder, and he need to actually make a team where any uncertainty things happen, he should always be for the help of the company. To act with authority and maintain secrecy of confidential matters. There are many people who are a company secretary for 2 or 3 more companies. Now they need to have one particular thing, that is they need to go with the maintaining the confidential matters. Now usually what happens is, though the company secretary, there will be only one person in a company. Now many of them, they actually will not hire a person who's already a company secretary of some other party, but due to some financial crisis of that particular small company or whatever it is, they hire people who are working in a different companies also. But a company secretary, what he should do is, he need to maintain that confidential matters. The last one here is to perform his duties honestly and diligently. So when he goes with honesty and diligently, what happens is, whatever the work is given to the company secretary, he should do it. In the meanwhile, he should actually go with a fair trade practice, and he shouldn't do any mistake, because the entire company is given to him. So it is he that the company is decided in the future. So these are the things which you are supposed to know, students. If you have any doubt regarding the company secretary rights and duties, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.